Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from, and welcome to another little episode of Live with Johnny. And today we've got 5 hot tips on marketing and prospecting on Facebook. Okay, now would that be valuable? I think so. Now, the biggest problem that most network marketers have on social media is, finding prospects and even take one step back, not knowing how to do it properly. Nobody's teaching them how, so they're just out there making mistakes. And there are a few things that you can do to make that process so much easier and get more success. Okay, so I know you're going to enjoy this one. Now, if we're meeting for the first time, my name's Johnny Demos. I'm the founder of johnnydemos.com, and I help today's digital networker build their dream business online by attracting their perfect prospect and learning some unique social media skills and strategies, right? So really teaching them how to get away from old school building methods of chasing friends and family and being all sleazy, right? To attracting prospects straight to you, right? So if you're tuning in live or catching the replay later, please say good day, Johnny, in the comments so I can come around later and give you a little shout out. All right, so let's get on with it. Now, a question that I hear regularly is from people is, should I focus on another social media platform to build my business? Because who knows how long Facebook's going to be around, or stuff like that. Things happen; they disappear overnight, and I'm stuffed. Now, trust me, Facebook's going nowhere. The last time I checked, they're getting really, really close to 3 billion monthly users. Right? That's crazy numbers. They are the biggest. TikTok and Instagram around the billion. They're certainly got a strong following as well. But there's nothing wrong with having a play with one or two of the other platforms, just getting familiar, right? But I may even do a training here, about some TikTok stuff soon. I think that'll be valuable. But Facebook is the mother of all social media platforms, and it's the biggest, so don't worry. Now, you can focus on it as much as you like, okay? Now that we're clear about that, here are 5 tips that will simply make it easier for you to grow your business on Facebook, okay? Now, some of these may sound really simple, but they're powerful, okay? They, as insignificant as they might seem, all right? But trust me, they're important. Now, tip number 1, let's talk about your profile for a little bit. A few points about that. Firstly, you've got to make sure that you go to your privacy settings and set them to public instead of private. Once upon a time, maybe you wanted to, be all private about Facebook and not have everybody, not give everybody the access to get in there and check you out, right? I understand that, but you're an online marketer now. You're involved in a different space, so you're not just that little private person anymore, right? Does that make sense? Your world's online, and you need to be seen. Your posts need to be seen, okay? And when we talk about, and we'll talk about a little bit about what to post later, okay? You'll want those to be seen by everyone, not just your friends, okay? Now, while we're on the topic of profile, let's talk about your profile pic, okay? Now, I've talked about this before, but it's consistent with what we're talking about here, so I'll raise it again. You must have a clear image of your face with a nice smile and your eyes showing. No sunglasses, not a picture of your dog or your cat, as cute as they might be, some cartoon character, or even your kids, right? There's nothing wrong with kids, and maybe you can leave that for the cover photo. We'll go on to that in a second. But I only say that because if you're going to be involved in the online space where people are attracted to you, and therefore they're going to go and check you out on your profile. That's the first thing they do, right? When they see a video of you somewhere, or you're interacting somewhere in a group or wherever that might be, they're going to go straight to your profile picture and to your profile, and that's what's going to tell them the story, whether they want to pursue this or not, right? So they might even stalk you as they do, right? You might you'll want to send out the right message and impression of who you are. True? So and the same with your cover photo. That's a great big piece of real estate, right? So that needs to be a nice pic that illustrates a little about you, what you do, who you are, right? It can be family, animals, fitness, maybe with a little note about what you do and who you help, right? And you'll get some good ideas out there, but it's important real estate, so use it wisely. So run around, look at some of the other business pages or Facebook pages of some of the other leaders and see what they do, get a bit of an idea, get some inspiration, right? Now that's tip number 1. I know it sounds really simple, but it's really critical, okay? Now tip number 2, make sure you post consistently. Look, it takes some time and effort to come up with a great post. So the idea is for as many people as possible to see it, right? Well, that's where the crazy algorithm comes in. Nobody knows exactly how that silly thing works. I don't care. But one thing we do know is you have to post consistently. Post at least, once a day. You might want to post 2 or 3, but post at least once a day, because when you're consistent, Facebook will reward you, okay? And it'll show your posts to more people. Does that make sense? Now, tip number 3, don't always post about your business and your products. Nobody wants to see those posts every day anyway, right? Remember, we're talking about your private profile, your personal profile, which you can use for business, but being clever about it. You can't be posting products and business on there every day. Just like you don't want to be watching commercials on the TV all day long, right? You'll switch it off. So people will do the same with you. They'll switch you off, they'll unfollow you, and you won't even know it, right? So what do you post? Well, if you're going to post, say, once a day, you could use what I call a 5-3 method, right? Which means you could post, let's say, 5 times a week about things involving fun, family, something about inspiration, something funny even, right? And then maybe 3 curiosity posts, which are simply posts that create curiosity to your viewers. Now, it's a post that talks about what your product, now listen carefully, a curiosity post is about what your product can do for them, right? It's what your product can do for them. It's not what it is, it's what it does, right? It's not listing out what ingredients it has or how sexy the bottle is. What's the benefit? Think about that for a minute. What's the benefit? That's all I want to know. What's in it for me? How does it help me, right? Without showing or saying what the product is. So if you're marketing some amazing weight loss product, right? You might post some before and after shots if you've had some crazy results, or somebody that's had some amazing results, right? You can use somebody else's testimonial as well. And talking about how it's changed your life or how it's changed their life or whatever. People will want to know more. It's the same with skincare. It doesn't matter what it is, whatever the product is, how it benefits them. Nobody wants to know what's inside the skincare bottle, right? They'll learn that later. They want to know what's fantastic about it. How has it changed your life? How has it changed your skin? How do you look? Maybe put some before and after shots as well. That's what they want to see. People will look at it. They'll engage. They'll feel it, right? Wow, how can I do the same? And they will reach out to you, right? There's no reason to reach out for you when you name your product or your business. This is the problem that I see around, especially Instagram and Facebook stories and things like that. People are mentioning names of products and then wondering why they're not getting any engagement from people. There's this platform that I'm sure you've heard of. It's called Google and YouTube, right? And the minute that you put the name of a product in your post showing, oh, look at my whatever product with the name, if it's a name that they can't Google, different story. But if you're clearly showing companies and names and things like that, the first thing that people are going to do is Google and YouTube the name of the product. right? And then you've lost them. And that's the same for business opportunity. It doesn't matter. If you mention a business, instead of them saying, oh, that sounds like a cool business opportunity, I wonder what it is, they'll Google it if you mention it, right? So don't mention what it is. Mention what the product or what the opportunity will do for them. Does that make sense? I think I've done a live video regarding curiosity posts in the past, so have a look for that. If you can't find it, let me know. But really important, no mention of products and names, because you'll lose them. And the minute that somebody goes onto YouTube to search your product, believe me, somewhere in that search will be somebody bagging that product, because not because it's bad, it's just that's what a lot of YouTubers and influencers and some of these online marketers, that's what they do. They'll get on and they'll say such and such is a scam, and these are the reasons why. I've checked it all out, and if you really want something that's fantastic, click here instead. Do you follow? So don't lose them on YouTube. Let them reach out to you, okay? So you see, by having a post strategy like this, you're not only posting consistently, but it's intentional, right? You're sharing and mixing it up with some family, some fun, some inspiration, together with some clever curiosity posts for your business, okay? And of course, please don't get, this is one of the worst. Don't get caught up in posting negative stuff, controversial posts regarding conspiracy theories and pandemics and whatever. Keep that stuff to yourself. Talk amongst your friends. You can certainly do it on your Facebook page if you're not using it for this purpose. But this is important. People are coming to your page to look at you, to check you out, to suss out who's this Johnny character, right? And any prospective customer or business partner that visits your page and sees all of that rubbish will be put off for sure. I promise you. Okay? Now, just a little sub tip while we're talking about posting. Don't post links such as YouTube videos and other websites. Sometimes you might get excited and you want to tell your friends about this song that you found on YouTube, and you post the it's not that that's such a disaster, but nobody will see, not many people will see that post. There's a reason for that. You might think that you're posting something cool, some cool YouTube video that you found, but Facebook hate it, and they hate it for a reason. When people click on your link, it takes them away from Facebook, doesn't it? And that's not what Facebook want. Facebook want people to hang out on their platform and be social, right? This is really important. So don't post links and things like that. They don't want you to get off Facebook. They don't want people that you're posting to get off Facebook. They want them to stay on there. So don't. Okay? Interesting, isn't it? Most people don't know that. So if you ever forget and you post a link like that, have a look at how much engagement you get. Hardly anybody will notice it because nobody will see it. Okay? Facebook will make sure of it. Okay, now tip number 4. This is what I call, excuse me, pre-post engagement. Pre-post engagement. What is that? It's exactly what it says. What is it though? Here's a cool tip. Before you post throughout the week, right? Do this first. And this is the same for Instagram as well as Facebook for sure. Jump on your Facebook page and just notice at the top of your feed, you've got people's stories, right? Spend a little time jumping in those stories and engaging with them, commenting, hey Charlie, that's fantastic. Whatever it is, whatever the story's about, comment, right? It'll shake up the algorithm a little, of course, and your posts will start to be shown more in people's feeds, but it also develops relationships too, doesn't it? You're being social. Don't forget, you got to get social on social media. Okay, so you can also go to I've done it before too, but I heard from some good Facebook people that you can also go to your friends list on your computer, not on your phone, because on your phone I think they're in alphabetical order, so that defeats that's not what you want to do. But on your computer, get to your friends list on your computer and scroll all the way down to the bottom. I'm told that those people that are right at the bottom don't really see much of your posts at all. So spend some time jumping in there in some of those friends' posts and engage as well. The reality is, the more that you engage in people's posts, the more they will see yours. Okay, so spend some time before you post engaging. Really, that is the key. And friends of friends. Same on Instagram. It doesn't really matter if you're posting on Instagram. Do the same thing there. The same thing applies. It will end up getting more eyeballs on your posts, right? So this tip is really about engaging with some people to increase the reach of your posts, right? Hope that makes sense. Now, tip number 5 is this. Again, with engagement. Engage with the people that engage with your posts, okay? Engage with people that engage with your posts. So when you post and somebody comments, you simply have to respond to them. You have to engage, and quickly. You don't want to, especially if it's a post where someone says, can you tell me more information? This is great. And you don't get back to them for a week. That's ridiculous. So when you post, engage. Make sure you engage with those that engage with you, okay? Respond to them. Thank them for their comments. Answer any questions, whatever they might be, right? Not only is it the right thing to do by your potential prospect, but Facebook will see that as engagement and they'll expand your reach, right? Look, being social on social media is a critical part of growing and following your business. It's that simple, okay? It takes some effort. Yes, it takes some time, right? But you know what? As you sit there, don't just be intentional. Be intentional when you're on social media so you're not on there all day, okay? Make a plan where you sit there for an hour, whatever it might be, spend some time engaging, okay? But make it intentional so you're not drifting off and watching all sorts of videos and getting off track, okay? So, but the more consistent you are, the more content you'll get out there and the more you get noticed and the quicker you grow, and it'll happen. Okay, so they're my 5 little tips on marketing and prospecting on Facebook. I hope that was valuable. That's the last episode of Live with Johnny for this week. It's Friday for me. For my American friends, it's Thursday night. It's ridiculous having the time difference, isn't it? But I'll see you right back here on Monday, which will be Sunday night for my American friends. Not everybody on my page is from the US, but many are. Got a lot of friends there. So I wish you all a fantastic weekend. So till next week, be amazing, be safe, and God bless. See you later.